What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Address Your Stress, where we help you address some of life's biggest stressors. And today, we're talking about managing the mental overload. Yes, because the thing is, we all go through stuff when we have a lot on our mind. And sometimes it just gets so overwhelming that we get into this state of, I don't know, analysis paralysis, or this state of fight or flight when we just can't move or make the proper decision. And actually, that's not fight or flight. I would say that's fight, flight, or freeze. And we can get into that technical and that technical research mumbo jumbo and all that good stuff. But specifically, I wanted to give you guys some tips or some techniques that you can do to really start to address that mental overload. Now, if you are experiencing anxiety, and that is, when you're so mentally overloaded to the point where you're having irrational fears about something happening or something impending happening, please consult with a mental health professional who will help you, strategically walk through those things. But for those of you who deal with the general overwhelm of your thoughts and different things like that, this is for you. So I'm going to give you some options. So the first option is disengage by doing something to reset your body. And this is, in a sense, we're going to just delay the thought process for a minute, because sometimes we need to reset our body so that we can be able to think clearly. Like there have been times when I'm doing things for my business that have been really frustrating for me, and it gets really tense, and I just have trouble just really doing things in a peaceful manner, or in a structured manner, or in a strategic manner. And I just say, you know what? I got to take a break. Like I got to go do a walk. Like I need to go play video games for a second. Like I need to stretch a little bit, do some yoga stretch. Like I need to do some HIIT cardio. Like I need to do something else to reset my body. So have something that you can do relatively quickly. Like not necessarily if you want to go like a full hour and a half, 2 hour session at the gym, go for it. But sometimes, we need something a little quicker. So maybe find something that you can do within 10 to 30 minutes so that you can, release those endorphins really quick and start to, rest and get that lymphatic system going in your system so that you can just be in a clear headspace to be able to make some of the decisions that you need to make. And speaking of mental, the next thing that I want you to do is to be able to channel those thoughts. And by channel, I've talked about this on previous episode before, but I'm going to say it again. When your thoughts are up here in your head, they can't be controlled. And the thing that we have to do is we have to put them into a note, a sheet of paper, some type of way for us to really write down our pure thoughts. And they don't have to make sense at first. Just get it out. Just get it out into a medium where you can begin to actually think through some of these things. And whether that is your personal, and you know what? I'm going to go as far as to say everyone needs a personal pen pad, like whether it's a notepad like this that I got going, or whether you have a notepad that's just for your thoughts, that's just for your planning. Like you need a way in a physical, tangible thing to be able to sift through and reorganize your thoughts. Because that's the way that we need to go about it. And the last one that we're going to talk about is actually doing something to shift the thoughts. And that's a really fancy way of saying we need to do something creative. What are you talking about, Cameron? Well, here's the thing. When we do something that is creative, it eases the tension and the pressure that is on our brains. So this can be something as simple as coloring. So going to the kids section of Walmart and, grabbing a Crayola crayons or markers or colored pencils, whatever it is that your jam, and just going to town to just color and just let your emotions and let your mind find the colors and really just ease that tension. Now, we have such fancy dancy devices. We can actually do this on our tablets and our phones as well. There are apps, there are different mediums that allow us to be able to create and do things like that with colors. And don't even stop there. You can do painting, you can do arts and crafts, you can do those sort of things. But you may be like, you know what, Cameron, that's not really my jam. But what about cooking? What about the process of putting spices and putting things together and just making something out of little things that you have in your pantry? Something like that can also ease the pressure and shift your energy. What about creating content? What about just going on Instagram or going on TikTok and finding a funny sound and just, putting your own spin on it, adding a filter here or there, or recording yourself in a funny voice and really just creating something? Or, what about those of you who like to build things? Like some of you, there's a project that's in your house that's been kind of sitting and waiting, but you just haven't worked on it yet. There are so many different creative outlets that allow our mind to focus on that instead of some of the stressful, the things that's just really grind our gears. So it's about shifting the focus, because where the focus goes, the energy flows. And if you focus your energy into something like that, that just, again, eases the tension that is on our brains. And when we ease that tension, now, when we come back to it, the problem may still be there. Absolutely, positively. But you'll be in a better place to be able to address it. You'll be in a better place to be able to say, you know what? I didn't think about this yesterday, but how about we do this? Or you're able to communicate it in a calmer manner. And that's really what this is all about, is in order for you to face and really think through and deal with some of the issues that you have to be able to put yourself in the best space. So if you need to just say, you know what, I'm gonna tap out for today, and I'm gonna take a break, and I'm gonna revisit this in about tomorrow. So I was about to say revisit this in about an hour, but sometimes an hour ain't enough. But you have to be able to recognize when you need to do that and be able to have the things that we talked about today that you can do that. So give these a try out the next time that you're overwhelmed. I want you to get something to channel your thoughts into, get something to create, and also something that's very simple that you can do at home to reset your body. All right, that's it for today's episode. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this week's episode, share it with somebody who you think could benefit from it as well. And if you want to support the show, please subscribe wherever you are watching or listening to this, and leave us a 5-star review. I'll see you soon.